So you want to lift more weight. I get it. Like, I have that goal for a lot of things, for a lot of exercises. But how do you get there? You've been plugging along and you feel like you've just reached a stopping point with how much you're lifting. You're just at this even keel, which isn't necessarily bad, but you really want to take things to the next level. Well, I've got a surefire way to do just that. So strap in, get ready for episode 234. Let's go.
The future of fitness.
How do you gain muscle mass?
Fitness is not complicated. It's simple when you break it down.
There's so much information out there.
No fads, no diets, just plain simple habits.
You're listening to the Bones to Bulk podcast.
Hey, welcome to today's episode. My name is Brian Parody, and I will be your host today. And if this is your first time tuning in, welcome to the show. I am so freaking glad you're here and decided to take a few minutes out of your day to listen to this, because I do try to keep these podcasts simple and short, 10 minutes or so of bite-sized chunks of information that you can take and apply to freaking day. For my return listeners, thank you for coming back. It means the world to me that you continue to tune into my crazy little rants that I get on, and I just really appreciate your support. This podcast would not be possible without you. But I've got one request from you. You ready? Tell a friend about this podcast. I don't care who it is, but I bet you that you know someone who would benefit from this podcast. So just hit that little share button on whatever platform you're listening to and send it to him and be like, hey, I think you might benefit from this. I really like it. Well, hopefully you really like it. If you don't, that's cool too. But just let them know and spread the word. I would really appreciate that. All right, I'm done ranting. Let's get on with this episode. So you want to lift more. I get it. Every year I set goals for not every exercise, but I have certain exercises that every year my goal is to, increase it by a certain amount of weight. I get the desire to increase how much you can lift. Now, I want to say before I dive into how to increase how much you can lift, that it's not all about that. I know some people who can lift an insane amount of weight, but overall, like, fitness level and strength endurance is way less than other people. So it's not like just because you can lift a ton of weight, that doesn't mean that you're automatically just way, way, way stronger. It means you're stronger on that one rep that you were able to push up, and you have maybe a little bit more explosive strength, but strength has kind of it's a broad term. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of elements to being strong and strength. So just want to get that out. Like, it's not the end all, but I get wanting to increase how much you can lift. So here is the way I would go about setting it up if you are struggling with, pushing new weight. You've been kind of at a plateau for a while. You can't get up any more weight. Do this. Number one, grab some kind of app or a notebook, whatever your go-to is. I use Fit Notes, F-I-T Notes. It's free. It's like the easiest freaking app you can use to track your sets, your reps, and all that. That's why I like it. And I like it because it's free, and I like free stuff. So check that app out first off, because you're going to need to track your progress, and it allows you to do that easily. So in week 1, you're going to go in the gym, and I want you to do 3 sets of every single exercise every day for that week. So it's always 3 sets. Next, I want you to do 12 to 15 reps on every single set. Now, I want you to really focus on how much you're doing in this 12 to 15 rep range, because it's important. Because if you are, let's say, getting to set 2 and you can't get up 12, you need to drop the amount of weight you're lifting. You have to be able to hit that minimum rep range. So you have to be able to hit at least 12 on all 3 sets. If you cannot, drop the weight. Now, if you're hitting 15 on every set and you still feel pretty decent and not like you're going to die by the 3rd set, then you probably need to increase the weight a little bit. So that's always your determining factor throughout this series that I'm running you through of how to determine how much you should be lifting, is if you're hitting your rep range on all your sets. So that's week 1. Week 2, we're doing the same exact thing, except we're dropping the reps to 9 to 11. So in theory, we should be able to, and it's only a few reps, so you may not be able to on all the exercises, and I get that. But whatever ones you can, go ahead and increase the amount of weight you're pushing on the 9 to 11 reps and do the same routine. You're not changing up your workout routine or what exercises you do. You're doing the same things. The only thing you are changing is your reps. Then we're moving into week 3. And guess what? We're lowering our reps again. This week, we're going to do 6 to 8 reps. So by this point, even if you couldn't increase anything in week 2, you definitely should be able to increase by week 3 because we've cut the reps about in half. So you need to be pushing more in this rep range. So you're still doing 3 sets. You're just focusing on 6 to 8 reps. And then we come to week 4. And week 4 is 3 to 5 reps. You're still doing 3 sets. On every exercise, you're still doing all the same exercises. The only thing different is you're doing 3 to 5 reps, and you're really going to increase the weight. You should be pushing a lot more than you were in week 1 when you were doing 12 to 15 reps, because you're essentially doing as many reps in all 3 sets as you were in 1 set in week 1. See what I'm saying? So you're going to do 3 to 5 reps in week 4, and you're going to push as much as you can while still hitting at least 3 reps on all 3 sets. Now, here's also an important element. When you are done with this 4 weeks, you're not just going to go back to your old habits. You're going to repeat the system. That's right. You are going to do this for at least 8 weeks. So you're going to repeat the whole 4-week system. So you're going to go back and you're going to do 3 sets at 12 to 15 reps in week 5 because we're starting over. Now, what you're going to find that when you do this, you should, on, I would say, maybe half your exercises, be able to push more in the 12 to 15 rep range than you were 4 weeks ago. And then by the time that the week 4 comes around for the second time, so your 3 to 5 rep week, by the time that comes around the second time, you will be shocked at how much more you are pushing than you were 8 weeks ago. I know it seems just very basic and very simple, but I'm telling you, I have seen this work time and time again in my clients. It has worked for me time and time again. Like, do this method if you never have. So again, just to do the rundown, week 1 is 12 to 15 reps. Week 2 is 9 to 11 reps. Week 3 is 6 to 8 reps. Week 4 is 3 to 5 reps. And each week, you're increasing the amount of weight you lift as much as you can so that you can still at least hit the minimum rep range for each set. And that's it. Do this. I'm telling you. Now, I do want to talk about some other things, like even doing, if you do this, what I recommend is my standard is like 3 sets of 12 to 15 reps. That's kind of where I coast. That's what I do across the board. Every once in a while, I will throw in one of these 8-week sessions just to change things up and go through this rep range. Another thing I will do to change things up is sometimes I will do 4 sets. Now, let me tell you, it doesn't seem like a lot, but when you add 1 more set in, it's a pain in the ass and you will be sore. So that is another thing I like to torture myself with, is throwing in that 4th set every once in a while. Another thing you can do is kind of do, I don't want to really call it a HIIT style workout, but it is a little bit like that, to where you're doing some strength training and cardio at the same time. So for example, let's say you're doing chest and triceps, okay? It's that day. So you go in and you do a chest exercise. Then immediately when that exercise is done, like you've gone through all your sets for that one exercise, go do something like sled pushes. Then go do your next chest exercise. Then when you're done with that exercise, go do something like rope pushes or some more sled pushes or box jumps. So basically what you're doing is you're doing an exercise and then you're going and immediately doing something that is more kind of cardio related. I mean, battle rope, sled pushing, I wouldn't call that necessarily cardio, but something that's really going to get your heart rate up. And do that for the duration of your workout. Now, you probably want to drop how many exercises you're doing on these type of days. Like, let's say you normally do 8 exercises, maybe drop it down to 6. And then do those other things in between each set. So I hope this gives you some good ideas. Definitely do the 8-week cycle that I talked about. I'm telling you, you're going to be like, why have I never done this? Once you get done with it, trust me. All right, if you found this helpful, please reach out to me online. I am everywhere at Bones to Bulk. You can find me on Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, you name it. And I would just love to connect with you. Send me a message. Let me know what you think about the show. And that would be awesome. All right. Regardless of what you're going through, what you're facing, remember you can accomplish any goal that you set your mind to. You've got this.